We are now going to start module 3 of chapter 10. Module 3 is basically devoted on the introduction of normal operators and unitary operators. We shall also discuss some basic results on unitary operators and normal operators. Also, we shall discuss on some interrelated results between them. We are now going to discuss on module 3. The title of module 3 is normal operators and unitary operators. Let H be a complex Hilbert space and let T is a bounded linear operator from H to H, that is T belongs to BD LHH, and let T star from H to H be the adjoint of T. Let us take a definition. T is said to be normal if T star equal to T star T. So, we can get a remark that every self adjoint operator is normal. From the fact that T double star equal to T, we can say immediately that if T is normal, then its adjoint T star is also normal. The following theorem gives a criteria for an operator to be normal. In this connection, we get a following theorem. A bounded linear operator T belongs to BD LHH is normal if and only if norm T star x equal to norm T x for every x belongs to H. The proof looks like this. Now, norm T star x equal to norm T x for every x belongs to H. That is, if and only if norm T star x square equal to norm T x square for every x belongs to H. That is, if and only if inner product T star x comma T star x equal to inner product T x comma T x for every x belongs to H. That is, if and only if inner product T star x comma x equal to inner product T star T x comma x for every x belongs to H. That is, if and only if inner product T star minus T star T x comma x equal to 0 for every x belongs to H. That is, if and only if T star minus T star T equal to 0 operator. That is, if and only if T star equal to T star T. We get a remark, if T1 comma T2 belongs to BD LHH are two normal operators such that either permutes with the adjoint of the other, then T1 plus T2 and T1 T2 are normal. The proof looks like this. Two operators T1 T2 are said to permute with each other if T1 T2 equal to T2 T1, that is, for every element x belongs to H, T1 T2 x equal to T2 T1 x. Now, we have by the condition T1 T1 star equal to T1 star T1 and T2 T2 star equal to T2 star T2. Suppose that T1 permutes with the adjoint of T2, that is T1 T2 star equal to T2 star T1. Then star of T1 T2 star equal to star of T2 star T1, that is T2 T1 star equal to T1 star T2, that is T2 also permutes with the adjoint of T1. To verify that T1 plus T2 is normal, we note that T1 plus T2 into T1 plus T2 star equal to T1 plus T2 into T1 star plus T2 star, because T1 plus T2 star equal to T1 star plus T2 star. So, T1 plus T2 into T1 star plus T2 star equal to T1 T1 star plus T1 T2 star plus T2 T1 star plus T2 T2 star. This is equation number 1. Again, T1 plus T2 star into T1 plus T2 equal to T1 star plus T2 star into T1 plus T2, which is equal to T1 star T1 plus T1 star T2 plus T2 star T1 plus T2 star T2. This is equation number 2. Thus, from equation number 1 and equation number 2, we see that T1 plus T2 into T1 plus T2 star equal to T1 plus T2 star into T1 plus T2, implying that T1 plus T2 is normal. We shall now prove that T1 T2 is normal, that is, we are to prove T1 T2 into T1 T2 star equal to T1 T2 star into T1 T2. Now, T1 T2 into T1 T2 star equal to T1 T2 into T2 star T1 star, which is equal to T1 T2 into T2 star into T1 star, which is equal to T1 into T2 star into T2 into T1 star, that is equal to T1 T2 star into T2 T1 star, which is equal to T2 star T1 into T1 star T2, which is equal to T2 star into T1 T1 star into T2, which is equal to T2 star into T1 star T1 into T2. Again it is equal to T2 star T1 star into T1 T2, which is equal to T1 T2 star into T1 T2, implying that T1 T2 is normal. Let us take another theorem. If T is a bounded linear operator from H to H, that is if T belongs to BD LHH be a normal operator, then norm T square equal to norm T square. Note that if norm T1x equal to norm T2x for all x belongs to H, then norm T1 equal to norm T2. By previous theorem, norm T star x equal to norm T of Tx, which is equal to T star Tx for every x belongs to H. So, we see that norm T square equal to norm T star T. This is equation number 3. Again, norm T star T equal to norm T square. Combining equation number 3 and 4, we see that norm T square equal to norm T whole square, and this proves the theorem. Let us take a theorem. If T is a bounded linear operator from H to H be such that T equal to A plus IB, where capital A and capital B are two self-adjoint operators of H onto itself, then T is normal if and only if its real and imaginary parts permute. The proof looks like below. Let capital T equal to capital A plus IB, where capital A and capital B are self-adjoint. Now, for all elements x comma y belongs to H, inner product x comma A plus IB star y equal to inner product A plus IB x comma y, which is equal to inner product Ax plus IBx comma y, which is equal to inner product Ax comma y plus I into inner product Bx comma y, which is equal to inner product Ax comma y minus Bx comma I bar y, which is equal to inner product x comma A star y minus inner product x comma I bar B star y, which is equal to inner product x comma ay minus x comma IBy, which is equal to inner product x comma A minus IB into y. Then T star suman A plus IB star, which is equal to A minus IB, because I star equal to minus I. Now, T star equal to A plus IB into A minus IB. So, which is equal to A square plus B square plus I into BA minus AB, and T star T equal to A minus IB into A plus IB, which is equal to A square plus B square plus I into AB minus BA. If AB equal to BA, then it is clear that T star equal to T star T, showing that T is normal. Conversely, if T is normal, that is if T star equal to T star T, then AB minus BA equal to BA minus AB, that is 2AB equal to 2BA, which implies that AB equal to BA, and this proves the theorem. In this connection, let us take a theorem. The set of all normal operators is a closed subset of BD LHH, which contains the set of all self-adjoint operators and is closed under scalar multiplication. If T belongs to BD LHH is self-adjoint, then T equal to T star, and hence T star equal to T star T. So, every self-adjoint operator is normal. If T is a bounded linear operator from H to H is normal, that is if T belongs to BD LHH is normal and lambda is a scalar, then lambda T into lambda T star equal to lambda T into lambda bar T star, which is equal to lambda into lambda bar T star, and lambda t star into lambda t equal to lambda bar t star into lambda t, which is equal to lambda bar lambda into t star t, which shows that lambda t is normal. If Tk is a sequence of bounded linear operators from H to H such that Tk's are normal operators, and it is also such that Tk goes to T where T belongs to BD LHH as k tends to infinity. So, norm Tk minus T tends to 0 as k tends to infinity. Now, norm Tk star minus T star equal to norm Tk minus T star, which is equal to norm Tk minus T. So, it follows that Tk star minus T star tends to 0 as k tends to infinity. But norm Tk star minus Tt star less or equals to norm Tk star minus Tk star plus norm Tk star minus Tt star, which is less or equals to norm Tk into norm Tk star minus T star plus norm T star into norm Tk minus T, which goes to 0 as k tends to infinity, because norm Tk minus T tends to 0 as k tends to infinity, and sequence of norm Tk is bounded. So, it follows that Tk star goes to Tt star as k tends to infinity. Similarly, we can show that Tk star Tk goes to T star T as k tends to infinity. Now, norm Tt star minus T star T less or equals to norm Tt star minus Tk star plus norm Tk star minus T star Tk plus norm Tk star Tk minus T star T by mutual adjustment of Tk star and Tk star Tk, which is equal to norm Tt star minus Tk star plus norm Tk star Tk minus T star T, which goes to 0 as k tends to infinity. This shows that Tt star equal to T star T, implying that T is normal, and hence the theorem. Up to this, in this module 3 of chapter 10, we have been acquainted with a class of special type of Hilbert adjoint operators called normal operators. Also, we have discussed some basic results of normal operators. Now, we are now going to discuss on a special type of Hilbert adjoint operators called unitary operators. We shall also discuss some basic results on unitary operators, and also we shall be acquainted with basic properties of unitary operators and normal operators and having the interrelation between them. Let us take a definition of unitary operator. A bounded linear operator T mapping a Hilbert space H into itself is said to be unitary if it satisfies the condition T star equal to T star T is equal to I, where I is the identity operator on H. If T is unitary, then T is injective. In fact, if Tx1 equal to Tx2, where x1 comma x2 belongs to H, then T star Tx1 equal to T star Tx2, and since T star T equal to identity operator, we get x1 equal to x2. Also, if T is unitary, then T is surjective, because if y is an element of H, then T star y equal to T star y is equal to I y is equal to y, where I is the identity operator. Also, it follows that unitary operators on H are precisely those operators whose inverses are equal to their adjoints. Note that every self-adjoint operator is normal. Also, it is evident that every unitary operator is normal. We now cite an example to show that a normal operator need not be self-adjoint or unitary. Let us consider an example. Let I from H to H be the identity mapping. Let T equal to 2I into capital I, then T star equal to 2I I star equal to minus 2I I, and also T inverse equal to minus half I I. So, T T star equal to T star T equal to 4I, but T star not equal to T, also T star not equal to T inverse. So, T is normal, which is neither self adjoint nor unitary. The following theorem is needed to obtain a characterization of unitary operators. If H is a Hilbert space and T is a bounded linear operator from H to H, that is, if T belongs to BDLHH, then the following conditions are equivalent. Number 1, T star T equal to I. Number 2, inner product Tx comma Ty equal to inner product x comma y for all x comma y belongs to H. Number 3, norm Tx equal to norm x for all x belongs to H. We have to show that 1 implies 2, 2 implies 3 and 3 implies 1. That means the conditions 1, 2, 3 are equivalent. The proof looks like this. Suppose that 1 is true, that is T star T is equal to identity operator. Then inner product T star Tx comma y equal to inner product Ix comma y, which is equal to inner product x comma y for all x comma y belongs to H. This implies that inner product Tx comma Ty equal to inner product x comma y for all x comma y belongs to H. So, the condition 2 holds, that means 1 implies 2. We shall now prove that 2 implies 3. Suppose 2 holds. Take y equal to x, then we obtain inner product Tx comma Tx equal to inner product x comma x, which implies that norm Tx square equal to norm x square, which implies that norm Tx equal to norm x, which is 3. Now, we shall show that 3 implies 1. Suppose that the condition 3 is true, then norm Tx equal to norm x, that is norm Tx square equal to norm x square, which implies that inner product Tx comma Tx equal to inner product x comma x, which implies that inner product T star Tx comma x equal to inner product x comma x, which is equal to inner product Ix comma x, where I is the identity operator. This implies that inner product T star T minus Ix comma x equal to 0, which implies that inner product T star T minus Ix comma x equal to 0. So, T star T minus I is equal to the 0 operator, and hence T star T is equal to identity operator, which is 1. This proves the theorem. In this connection, we note the following: the property norm Tx equal to norm x for all x belongs to H is known as isometric property for T, or we can say that a continuous linear operator T from Hilbert space H to Hilbert space H is called isometric if norm Tx equal to norm x for all x belongs to H. In this connection, we can get a theorem. The statement of the theorem looks like this: a bounded linear operator T on a Hilbert space H into itself is unitary even only if T is an isometrically isomorphism of H onto itself. The proof of the theorem looks like this: if T is unitary, then T is injective and surjective, but T star equal to T inverse. Also, T star T equal to I, where I being the identity operator on a Hilbert space H. So, by previous theorem, norm Tx equal to norm x for all x belongs to H. So, T is an isomorphism of H onto itself. Conversely, if T is an isometrically isomorphism of H onto itself, then its inverse, that is T inverse, exists and norm Tx equal to norm x for all x belongs to H. So, by previous theorem, T star T equal to I. So, T star T into T inverse equal to I T inverse, because T star T equal to I. So, I T inverse equal to T star T into T inverse, which implies that T star T T inverse equal to T inverse, which implies that T star equal to T inverse, because T T inverse equal to I. So, T T star is equal to identity operator I. Hence, T T star equal to T star T equal to I. Hence, T is unitary, and this proves the theorem. Let us take a definition. Let S and T be two linear operators on a Hilbert space H. The operator S is said to be unitarily equivalent to T if there exists a unitary operator U on H such that S is equal to U T U inverse. Note that since U is unitary, U inverse equal to U star, show that S is equal to U T U star. Let us take a theorem. Let H be a Hilbert space and T from H to H be self-adjoint. Then any operator S is unitarily equivalent to T is self-adjoint. The proof looks like below. Since S and T are unitarily equivalent, we have an unitary operator U on H such that S is equal to U T U inverse, which is equal to U T U star. So, S star equal to star of U T U star, which is equal to U double star T star U star. We have used the property A B star equal to B star A star. So, U double star T star U star equal to U T star U star, because U double star equal to U. Again, U T star U star is equal to S. So, S star equal to S. This shows that S is self-adjoint. Let us take a problem. Any linear operator T from Cn to Cn, where C is the collection of all complex numbers, and this operator T from Cn to Cn is given by a matrix A equal to A n k. Treating Cn as a Hilbert space with the inner product defined by inner product x comma y equal to sigma k equal to 1 to n x k y k bar for any elements x comma y belongs to Cn, and having orthonormal basis E k. Then the question is to find when T is said to be adjoint, when T is self-adjoint, when T is normal, and when T is unitary. If x is equal to n tuples x1, x2 up to xn and y is equal to n tuples y1, y2 up to yn are the column vectors, and xt and yt denote their transposes so that they are row vectors. Thus, inner product x comma y equal to x transpose into y bar. Let T equal to A equal to matrix A n k and T star equal to B equal to matrix B n k. Show that Tx equal to Ax and T star x equal to Bx. Then inner product Tx comma y equal to Ax transpose into y bar, which is equal to x transpose into A transpose into y bar, and inner product x comma t star y equal to x transpose into B bar into y bar. If t star is the adjoint of t, we have inner product Tx comma y equal to x comma t star y by the definition of adjoint of t, which gives that x transpose into A transpose into y bar equal to x transpose into B bar into y bar. Show that B bar equal to A transpose and B equal to AT bar. Thus, the adjoint B is given by the complex conjugate of the transpose of A. For the second part, if T is self adjoint, then T equal to AT bar, which implies that ANK equal to AKN bar. Such matrices are called Hermitian matrix. If we take the underlying space Rn, that is space of all n tuples with coordinates real numbers, then ANK equal to AKN. Such a matrix is called symmetric matrix. For 3, let us consider T be an unitary operator. Then AT bar equal to A inverse in Cn. In case of Rn, AT equal to A inverse. For 4, if T be normal, then Tt star equal to T star T, which gives us AAT bar equal to AT bar into A. Such matrices are known as normal matrices. Note that the above example will help us to find different operators in the finite dimensional cases. In this module 3 of chapter 10, we have learnt some basic properties of normal operators and unitary operators. Also, we have discussed some interrelated results between normal operators and unitary operators. With this, we now come to an end of module 3 of chapter 10.